Hey, what's up guys, it's Theo from Concept. So today I'm going to show you how to create an intro video like this one in Adobe Photoshop. Adobe After Effects. So let's just get started. Welcome to Concept. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. So let's open up our application. For this tutorial I'm using Photoshop CC 2018 and I'll go ahead and create a new project. Now click on new composition and make sure it is set to the composition you like. In my case I'll be using a width of 1920 and a height of 1080, so I have a 1080p. For the duration I'll just set it to 5 seconds and click on OK. Now the first thing we are going to do is create a new solid. So to do that, right click and go to new and click on solid. Now I'm going to leave everything as it is at the moment. Just make sure that your color is set to white and click on OK. Now we are going to add in a gradient, so go to the effects and presets panel and search for ramp. That is the gradient ramp over there. Now click and drag that onto your white solid. So the next thing is to change the ramp shape to radial. Now I'm going to click and drag from the top here over to the center, and I'm going to swap the colors, so the white is going to be where the blacks are at the moment. So click on swap colors and I'm going to change this black to some form of gray because it is too intense for me at the moment. Now once I've done that, click on this point and stretch it out like so. So that is it for our background. Now I'm just going to click and drag my image in here like so, and I'm going to create a circle on top of this image. So to do that, go to the shape option, click and hold for more options and click on ellipse tool. Now I'm going to set my stroke to about 5 pixels and I'm going to draw a perfect circle. So whilst holding down shift, I'll click and drag. Now using the move tool, I'll try to place this, but you can't always place it at the center perfectly. So go to the align tab. If you don't have it, just go to window, make sure that align is checked and just center it by using these two options. Now down here, make sure you have these three options. If you don't, just go ahead and toggle switches. If you still don't have it, just right click from here, go to columns and make sure that mode is checked. Now under track matte, with the image selected under track matte, I'll just click from none and change it to alpha matte shape layer 1. The shape layer is the circle we just created. So using P on my keyboard, I'll just try to resize this somewhere around here. Now if you press S, you can also scale it up or scale it down. So I'll scale mine to about 88% and I'll place it somewhere around here like so. Now unfortunately I'm losing the stroke, so what I'll do is with the shape layer selected, I'll duplicate by hitting Ctrl D and I'll turn on the eyeball for that. Now you can see the white fill is on top of our image. We don't want that, so under the shape layer 2, make sure you click on this arrow and go into content and go into the ellipse 1 and go into fill. So for the fill, we want the opacity to be at 0, so just change it to 0 and you get this. So I'm going to duplicate this one more time, Ctrl D. This time around I'll press S on my keyboard and scale it up to about 110. I think 110 is a bit of an overkill, so I'll make it 105 instead. Now the next thing is to animate this. So I'm going to start by going into shape layer 3, click on this add icon and I'll click on trim path. Now I'll open up trim path and bring my playhead somewhere around 1 second. Now I'm going to set a keyframe for the start and change it to 100%. Now I'll right click and go to keyframe assistant and click on easy ease. The short key is F9 by the way. So I'll move back to the 0 second and I'll change this back to 0. So if you start playing, you can see it starts filling up like so. If you don't want this moving in the clockwise direction, just use the end keyframe. So I'm comfortable with what I have at the moment. Now the next thing is to animate this whole thing in the beginning when it is coming in. So that will be somewhere around 1 second. There's something I actually had to do. That is, select all of these shapes, hit S on the keyboard to bring up scale, and I'll create a scale keyframe for all of that. Now again, press F9 to easy ease all of these. Go back to the 0 frame and change the scale to 0%. So if you move forward in time, you can see the whole animation playing. But there's one thing I want to do. I actually want a duplicate of this, so I'll go ahead and create one more. This time around, I'll click and drag this whilst holding down shift so that it moves over at this portion. So if I go ahead and play this, you see it fills up one more time. Now this is what I want. So I'll put my playhead over at 2 frames. That is about 2 seconds. And I'll quickly add in my text. So I'll grab the type 2 and I'll type a name. Select everything and I'll align this at the center. Now you can see that my anchor point is somewhere around here. I want to center it. So to do this perfectly, just control double click on the anchor point 2. That will place it at the center. Now the font size is a little bit too huge for me. So I'll go ahead and select everything and I'll reduce it to about 60 points. Now once I've done that, with this layer selected, I'll press P on the keyboard and I'll drag this down to somewhere around here like so. I think this is awesome. So with my type 2, I'll just highlight the entire text and I'll change the font to Unisans Heavy and I'll change the font color also to white. Now make sure no layer is selected. Go to the Shapes tool and select Rounded Rectangle tool. This time around, I'm going to draw a rounded rectangle like so, and I'm going to place it just beneath. Let me close this up. Just beneath our text, so it's going to be something like this, and I'll try to place this at the center. Now pressing P on my keyboard, I'll bring this text down, the shape down, and again I'll put the anchor point at the center, so control double click will put it at the center. Now I want to animate these two at the same time, so I'll select both of them using control and left clicking. Now I want them to start over at this end, so holding down Alt, I'll press on the open box bracket. This is going to cut it out and make it start over at this end alone. Now move over about 20 frames, select both of them, press S on the keyboard and create a keyframe for their scale. Now F9 to easy is this one more time, and I'll move over to the beginning and I'll change the scale size to 0%, so you can see they start moving in like so, gently. So basically we are done, but there are 2 other shapes I want to add in, so I'll move into about 3 seconds. I'll go to the Shapes tool one more time. This time around I'm going to create a polygon, so I'll be using the polygon tool and I'll just create one like so. I don't actually want a pentagon which is of 5 sides, so I'll go into polystar 1, polystar part 1, and I'll change the point to 3, so that will give me a perfect triangle. I didn't check this, but it seems I still have a stroke in there. So with my move tool selected, I'll select this and also remove the stroke, set it to 0. Now once I'm done, I'll just use my move tool and place it somewhere around here. So I'm going ahead to duplicate this, Control D. Now let's hide all of that and I'll place the second one somewhere around here. Now I can also press R on the keyboard to go ahead and rotate it, so that's what I'm going to do. I think this is looking better. So for these 2 shapes, I'm actually going to apply an effect called the fast blur. So let's go to the effects and presets options and type it in here. So that's CC radial fast blur, and I'm just going to click and drag onto that, and I'll increase the amount to about 50%. So I'll do this exact same thing for the second one, 50%, and this is how they are looking like so far. So I'll select both of them, I'll hold down the Alt key and open the square bracket, so that is also going to close it up. like so. Now I want them to animate for about a second, so that's going to be 20 frames. And let's bring this somewhere around here. I'll press P on my keyboard to bring up position. I'll create a position keyframe, F9 to easy ease them. Now these ones are going to be individual, so I can move to the beginning and I can alter the position to something like this. I can also press R on the keyboard to create a rotation keyframe. So over here I'll create the keyframe I want, where I want it to end actually. Then over here I can rotate it slightly, so you can see it starts moving in like so. So basically I'm going to be doing this exact same thing. So let's run preview this and see our final work. And this is what we have. If you want this exact After Effects templates, you can download it using the first link in the description below. And we are done. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo from Concept, and I will see you guys in the next one.